Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel. I am Ashley, and in today's video I'm going to be talking to you guys about things to do during a tour. So if you guys didn't watch any of my previous videos, I do have a video on questions that you should ask parents before touring your daycare, and then things to do, a separate video on things to do before giving a tour. So today I'm going to be going over what you should be doing during a tour and some things that you should do after a tour. So we're just gonna go ahead and get started. All of the other videos that I did film, sorry, I'm trying to fix my chair. All of the other videos that I did film on this topic, I will have them linked down below. And then as the video goes on, you will see some cards pop up so you guys can click on those if you guys want. There is one more thing that I did want to mention that you should do before giving a tour, and I forgot to mention in the last video. So I'm going to quickly mention that, and then we'll get into the things that you should be doing during a tour. So the thing that I forgot to mention is to, depending on the age, you know, you're going to figure out the child's age when you ask them like the questions in the beginning. You're going to want to prep a snack and get a cartoon on the TV or an activity ready for the kids. Sometimes parents will come in with a 2-year-old or a 3-year-old and they just don't want to sit still and they don't want to let mom and me talk, and it gets really hard. So sometimes I have like little fruit snacks or a lollipop that doesn't have gum in it because obviously choking and stuff like that. But I'll get them a small snack ready and I'll put like a popular cartoon on the TV and I'll let them sit while I talk with the mom, or I'll give them an activity or whatever. I try to find something to keep the child busy so that I could be able to give a good tour to mom and dad, if that makes sense. So you should do that before. Get a couple of snacks out, get the cartoon ready, maybe get an activity like Play-Doh or Legos or blocks or connection cubes or coloring, whatever that you think that would suit that age. And then you'll be set for the tour if they do bring their kids. Not all families do bring their kids with them, just to let you know. And now we're gonna get into the things that you should be doing during the tour. Now, all of the things that I'm gonna be mentioning to you guys are not in order. I just jotted everything down on this page right here. And I'm just gonna go ahead and talk to you guys about some things that you should be doing during a tour. So the first thing that I have listed is show them the area where their child would be. You don't need to show them each room of your house. Sometimes the doors to the rooms are open, but I don't take them into those rooms. So I wanted to really mention that to you guys. I did have a friend that opened up a daycare once, and she told me that a parent came in and they wanted to see every single room in the house, and you don't need to show them every single room in your house. It's not by law that you need to show them everywhere that their child won't be. So if you have, let's say, a makeup room, you don't need to take them in there. Don't feel like you need to take them in there. And to be completely honest, I don't really like doing that, showing them my entire house, like things that have nothing to do with their kids, because I don't like showing everybody what I got. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying that I have like expensive things or fancy things, but it's none of their business in all reality. So just show them where their child will be. So you're gonna show them where they're gonna nap, or where they're gonna eat, where they're gonna be doing their activities, whether it's inside or outside, and where they'll be as a parent and what they're allowed to go into, if that makes sense. So I show them the bathroom that their child would use once they start potty training. And then if they did need to use the restroom, that's the restroom that they would use. So I show them that. I show them how to get there because there's a hallway. And then in that hallway, I do have a few rooms, but those doors are always closed. If they're open while I'm giving a tour, because I do have Lucas is my youngest child, my personal son. He is 2 years old and he's opening doors all the time. So sometimes I think that I have everything ready for the tour. And then as I'm walking down the hallway, the door to the room is open, which is fine. It's 100% okay. But you don't need to bring them into that room and show them everything that's in that room. So don't feel obligated to. If there's somebody that's being too pushy and wanting to see what's in your room, I wouldn't do it. It's none of their business. And you shouldn't be showing them all your stuff. If you want to, you can, but I'm just letting you guys know that you're not obligated to. The next thing is to explain any unique things about your space. So I didn't know how to really word this, but for example, the entryway to my house gets really slippery when it's wet. So I like to mention those little things to them so that they're not slipping and stuff like that. I think that's the only real thing that I have to mention to them, aside from closing the gate when we're playing outside. That's something else. But little things like that you do want to mention to them. If there's like a gate code, you know, you want to get that out to them. Maybe probably not during the tour, maybe after they already enroll and give you like payment and stuff like that. But little things like that you do want to mention to them just so that they have like a little bit of a heads up. Then it says to show them the sign-in binder or bulletin board. If you have a bulletin board, anything that you want to show them that has to do with their kids. So I always show them the sign-in binder. I show them how everything is organized. I tell them that my binder is in alphabetical order so you can find your child's name. You sign them in and out every single day. I let them know that I do need a signature. And then I do show them what's in the binder. So if you guys watch the what's in my sign-in binder video, I show them my schedule. I show them the emergency contact list. It has all of the parents. I'll tell them that I'll be adding their name to that. I'll show them the newsletter that's in there. I'll show them the handbook. I'll let them know that there's extra applications in there. So I show them all of that as well because they're going to be signing their child in every single day. And I want them to be able to see the sign-in binder, if that makes sense. Then you should explain what they should be doing as a parent. I let them know that once they walk into my house, there are some things that they need to do as a parent. They need to take their child's shoes off. If you guys saw a picture, I'll include a picture of my entryway. I have a sign and it says, please take off your shoes. They're going to take their child's shoes off. They're going to sign their child in. If their child has a backpack, then they would put the backpack where the backpack goes. If there's anything that they need to give me, they go ahead and give it to me. If their child comes in with a toy, they need to take the child's toy away. You know, little things like that, I let them know that they need to do as a parent. And then once their child is signed in and stuff like that, I take them into the daycare area. So I just like to show them like, okay, what you're going to do as a parent and then what I'm going to do as a provider throughout the day. And that's how normally I give a tour. So the next thing that I have on here is to talk to them about taxes. So as I'm showing them my sign-in binder, I flip to a child's sheet, sign-in sheet, and I show them where I write their receipt numbers. And then I explain to them that at the end of the year, they do get a paper for their taxes to be able to claim, you know, childcare on their taxes. Now, you may not think that this is something that will benefit you, but it does. So for example, I know a lot of older women in my area that provide childcare services, but that's something that they just do on the side. So they are doing basically everything under the table, which is completely fine. You know, that's what they want to do. I like to show them the tax thing because at the end of the day, they could be paying $20 cheaper at that older lady's house that's just doing it on the side. But then if they pay $20 more, not only are they getting basically either the same or more with my program, but they're also going to be able to get something out of it at the end of the year. So they're going to be able to claim it on their taxes and get a credit. Now, I like to mention it because as people, like, I mean, I'm just the type of person, anytime that I'm deciding on something, I write the pros and I write the con. And just you mentioning that tax thing to them, it might benefit you. And they'll be like, oh my God, everything's the same. But with Ashley, we're going to be able to claim things on our taxes. And with this older lady, we're not going to, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's going to be an extra point for you guys. I hope that that makes sense. So I like to mention it is really quickly. I just say, oh, at the end of the year, you guys are going to be able to get an itemized statement. And it's going to have everything that you guys have paid me. And you guys can claim that on your taxes. And then we move on to the next thing in the tour. I don't elaborate on it. If they have any questions about it, they can ask me. But I just think that mentioning it can benefit you in the end. The next thing I have here is to show them your registration or license. So my registration to my daycare is inside of my sign-in binder. So as I'm showing them my binder, they will see that. But I think it's important to show those things so that they know that you're legit. They know that you're not just saying that you're providing childcare services and you're registered and you're licensed, but you don't really have that. You're just saying that to be able to get the customers. Because believe it or not, there are people that say, yes, I am registered with a DCF, or yes, I am licensed, and they're not. They just want to say that to parents to be able to get their kids to enroll, if that makes sense. So I like to show it to them. I like to show them that everything that I have is legit. Everybody in my house is background screened. Everybody in my house is fingerprinted, and I'm doing things the right way. You know what I'm saying? Like, everything is honest. I also talk to them about important policies. Now, this is a huge one, a huge one. I would recommend you guys going through your handbook and highlighting things that you think are really important. Some things that I do talk to parents about is sickness. I let them know that I do not accept kids if they have any fever. In my handbook, I have a list of things that I do not accept, and I really elaborate on that, and I let them know if your child is sick, they cannot come here, and you will have to seek alternative care, and their tuition is not waived. I let them know all of these things in advance because once they're enrolled, you want them to already know these policies. Another thing that I have here is that I do not administer medication. So if your child is sick and have a fever, I'm not giving them Motrin and I'm not giving them Tylenol because they shouldn't even be here if they have a fever in the first place. Now, the next thing that I have here is vacations and closings. A lot of parents ask about vacations and they ask about closings. They ask, if I'm going on vacation next month, are you going to charge me? Yes, my answer is yes. And then I also talk to them about closings. I also talk to them about hours, my hours of operation, before and after, and what I charge before and after my hours of operation. So I like to go through all of these important things, because if they're not okay with these policies, they're not going to fit your program. And these are things that are going to stress you out. All of these policies are really important, and I really do think that you should go over them. If you guys want a separate video on what to go over policy-wise during a tour, let me know. I will bring out my handbook and I will highlight everything that I go over, and then you guys can probably use that for your child care program if you guys want to. But these are things that I basically go over with my parents during tours. I show them where their child's gonna nap. I show them where their child's gonna play. I show them where they're going to eat, what chairs they use, everything. I show them where their diaper area is gonna be. I show them the changing pad. I show them where their child's gonna be when they play outside. I show them the high chairs. They see everything, and everything is an open book to them, and I let them know that in the tour. So these are some of the things that I like to go over during the tour. I don't think that I'm missing anything. If I do think of anything that I'm missing, I will have it in the description box, and you guys can just check it and read it. But I do think that tours are really important in making them really efficient, because it's a waste of your time and the parents' time to not have everything in black and white and have some gray area, if that makes sense. Like, not have everything on the table for them, and then they start your program and they're like, oh, I didn't know that she didn't give medicine. Oh, I didn't know that she was going to charge me if I came a little bit earlier. Like, I like to let parents know everything from the beginning before enrolling, because I feel like as a provider, I feel like I get less issues with parents when you're upfront. And being upfront is letting them know everything in the tour and letting them know everything before they enroll, so that when they enroll in your program, they know what it is. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not rude about it. I probably sound like I'm very strict, and I am strict with my parents about policies, but I'm very, I talk to them like in a caring way. You know what I'm saying? And I just think that being upfront with everything is super, super, super important. And I see that a lot of daycare providers that don't last very long in this field aren't firm with their policies, and it stresses them out, and then that's what burns them out, and then they want to quit, if that makes sense. So that basically completes today's video. I hope it was helpful in some way, and that completes the video. So thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Please subscribe to my channel if you guys have not already, and I will see you guys in my next video.